Charlotte area parents, do you want to provide your child with the keys to help unlock their potential? Don't miss the Fight From Within Youth Empowerment Summit. This Saturday, December 11th from noon until 3 p.m. at the Harvest Center of Charlotte with Demario Baker, Arkevious Armstrong, Avery Fawcett, and Tierra Deanna.
There's so many of you that has a book in you, that has a business venture in you, that you are allowing fear to enable you. The buck stops here.
Enjoy free food and prizes while they last. Don't miss the Fight From Within Youth Empowerment Summit this Saturday.
I'm here with esteemed mentor, author, motivational speaker, Mr. Arkevious Armstrong. Now, Arkevious, I know your background. I know, like we share similar stories, not to the extreme of yours, but as far as coming from the bottom and now we're here. And it doesn't mean money. It just means we've changed directions in our lives. So I know your story, but everybody else don't know your story. So could you give people insight on who you are and what led you to where you are right now?
Man, listen, again, thank you so much for even just doing this, man, because, I know how creative you are when it comes to stories and writing. And so when you hit me up, I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. But, a man of survival. A man of strength, a man of wisdom, a man who is a father, a person who cares about other people, a man of confidence, but also first and foremost, I'm a man of God. And so I just want to just say that, what a lot of people don't know about me is that, I'm a person who've overcome so much that it would kill the average person. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not even talking about physically. I'm just talking about really psychologically. A lot of things that I experienced, a lot of people would have lost their mind. And, that's why I know the path that I'm on now, the direction that I'm going, it's nothing but God hands on me. And some things I don't understand. Some things don't make sense. And sometimes I ask, why me? And doing the work that I'm doing, it gets tiring, but I know for a fact, God gave me an assignment and there's a mission and there's something that I have to fulfill, whatever it is that, is greater than me. And, I'm here for a reason. And I'm thankful for giving this opportunity to be alive because again, my birthday in a few weeks, I'm turning 40.
Oh, Lord.
Young me. I'm turning a 40 and it's a blessing because a kid who was facing 24 years of life at 13 years old. Just imagine if I would have got that life sentence. Imagine if I would have just got the 24 years. I would have probably just been getting out. Not only that, a kid who was also facing 35 years to life at 19 years old. Just imagine if I would have got the 35 years, I would still be incarcerated right now. So you're talking about somebody who's overcome so much, but yet it's like a new leaf, a new life, a new me, a new purpose. It's just so much I'm just so filled with that I know for a fact, God, you up to something. You up to something. You up to something.
Well, you understood the assignment. It's safe to say that, from when we first spoke in, what was that, 2017 maybe?
No.
When was
I
that?
think it was it 16 or 17?
I think it was a long time ago.
It was like that long ago right here, right?
Was that the first interview?
That was the first interview right there.
He got my picture. Look, I'm the photographer of that picture right behind him, okay?
You know how many people, listen, I never got rid of that. Like I was, I was feeling myself. I'm like, I'm gonna auction that off, right? I'm gonna see if somebody will buy that photo.
I digress.
Yeah, I know.
So now here's a question that's speaking to like your turnaround. Like I said, you didn't go in depth with everything that you faced with. And y'all can go in and read the interview because it was heavy. It was a lot, for a child to go through so many traumas. And here he is, a distinguished, respected young man who's in the school system, whose partnership with CMPD and other mentorship programs throughout the areas. That's major, you know. And first of all, kudos to you. So my question about that is, you turned your life completely around times 10 and broke through extreme red tape and secured partnerships with organizations that many with the same background as you have not pulled off yet or couldn't fulfill. Now, my question is, you're in the schools talking to these kids every day with your background, with your record. How were you able to do it?
God, you know, I just had this conversation. Listen, I promise you, like a lot of this stuff to me, you would ask just like you, like, how? Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, I had to sit down with one person. She said, I don't believe your story. She's like, but it's even deeper than that. Like, how are you able to sit down with millionaires, corporations, people who want to pour into you, opportunities just thrown at your lap, doors flying wide open for you. You walking straight into these doors and you're being yourself.
Right.
You don't see me with a suit walking with glass. I'm being myself. But here's the thing. I think the people of these organizations, these agencies, these schools, and so on and so forth, they see potential in me that they're dealing with these type of young men that they feel like if this man comes here, speaks, and can change their trajectory of life just by him sharing his story. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these, and here's what I say, a lot of these young men and women don't know what change look like.
Right.
So they hear people who tell them what they can become, how they can change, this, that, and the third, but what do it look like? And so I truly believe that I am the example of what change looks like. Okay. And so, you know, I'm not hiding my story. I'm not trying to bury my testimony. I'm not trying to hide my scars. No, I'm being a living testimony. I'm being very transparent, that's showing you, yes, you go through things, but it's not wrong to feel the way you feel, but it's wrong for you to stay there. Okay. And I had to understand that from forgiveness. I stayed in that bitterness, that hurt, that resentment, because I hated my mom. I hated that woman with a passion because of a lot of things that I endured and I experienced. It was because of her drug addiction. So I had to come to a realization that she was going through her own thing. She was dealing with her own problems and battling her own demons. Being a heroin addict, a crack addict, and so on and so forth, she didn't even realize the damage she was causing with her own kids. But when I had to come to grips with that and say, like, this woman didn't understand the hurt, the pain, the damage that she caused. So my job as a young man who I felt like at the time, I'm healing. But the only way you can be completed with your healing process if you forgive her for you. So that was my turnaround. But people see me as a solution, as a perfect example of what can happen. Because if this dude can come from 17 mugshots, going in and out of the detention centers, training school, state prison, federal prison, before he was 25, and turn his life around and do the things that he's doing, why can't you?
Big facts. I'm glad you said that, because that was one of my questions. And it's just dealing with the kids all together, because you are who you are. You've endured what you've endured. And you're accountable for what your part in what you did. As far as the kids go, this is a different generation altogether.
Woo!
With you doing what you're doing for as long as you're doing, and he has the Step Up to Leadership program. He runs that. That is his program that he started how many years ago, Arkevious?
2013, so 8 years ago.
8 years ago, and he's still like doing this till this day. How are you able to get through to them, form relationships, get them engaged with your programs, because you have more than one now. You know, I've been keeping my eye on you, with even the most challenging circumstances like yours.
Yes, last year, 2 of my young men got killed through gun violence. One was 14, the other one was 16 years old. You know, it's sad to say, but when you're involved with what you're dealing with now, you can't allow your feelings to get wrapped up, because the mission is still important. The assignment is still on your hands. And so I have to stay focused. I have to be committed. I have to understand some people that you can't save and help, some people that you can. Some people are going to be easy. Some people it's going to be a little challenging, because everyone is different. Everyone's background is different. Everyone's circumstances are not the same. But I have to understand, I wasn't an easy piece of person. I mean, an easy young man to work with, you know, and that was my thing. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I could have been saved, or I couldn't have been saved, or I'm not sitting here saying that, you know what I mean, if the opportunity came where I was in a program like this, it probably could have helped. But the fact of the matter is that I responded, reacted, and did the things that I did mainly because of my circumstance and my environment. And so these young men today, honestly, I don't look at it no different than what I was growing up and I experienced. I'm like, I was doing the same exact thing just 20, 25 plus years ago. And so now that 25 plus years ago. So now that we have opportunities where a lot of these young boys, believe it or not, they relate to me. And a lot of people who are trying to reach them can't relate, don't understand. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't understand the fact that what it feels like to live in a house with no power, no food. You know what I mean? No bed to sleep on. You're sleeping on the couch or you're sleeping on the floor. I mean, how I feel like not to have running hot water, or when the last time you even saw your parents or saw your mother, father not in your life. A lot of these people that's out here trying to reach are people or individuals that had structure, had a caring mother, a mother that worked hard, you know what I mean, or had a father who made sure that they did X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? It's good that these individuals are giving back, but they don't understand the pain. They don't understand the struggle. You know what I mean? I appreciate your help, but these young boys are needing people who understand, and someone who has the same scars, and I have the same scars that they have, but I survived, I changed, I evolved, you know what I mean? And so now you're looking at a person who's written 2 books from, you know what I mean, who struggled in school, I was in the 7th, 8th grade reading on probably a 6th grade reading level. You know what I mean? Someone who didn't care about education, someone who didn't believe that I can be doing what I'm doing now. And so me, honestly, I just hope that people can see that whatever I'm doing, you can do it times 10.
So it's interesting that you said that, I got a reason for every question I ask.
Oh, come on. That's why the story gonna be what it is.
Well, you already know. So you know numbers, you know demographics when dealing with the youth and crime. Can you tell me about the numbers and how high it's risen since the pandemic, since COVID-19?
Well, and it's so crazy because the numbers are high, and I can't even really give you a solid number. And it's crazy because I had a meeting, and I told one of my corporate sponsors, right now, I'm just trying to keep them alive. I'm just trying to keep them alive. And, until you lose kids that you really pour out to, one of the things I pride myself on is exposure. So all of these people who I meet, I take them to Tennessee for men's retreats. I take them out there on Lake Norman with one of my friends who have boats and go fishing. I got 2 young men who's just been given the opportunity to participate in Bass Pro fishing tournaments. Like, I'm trying to diversify that sport. Just so many opportunities. But, my goal, I'm just trying to keep them alive and give them opportunities. But, the numbers, the numbers are so high that I really don't even keep up with them. I really don't. And I hate that I don't have an answer to that question, but I really don't even pay no attention. I'm just trying to keep the kids alive and give them an opportunity that they normally don't get, or give them exposure that they normally. I just came back from taking 6 boys to a camping trip just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them don't get that experience. You know what I mean? They don't get to go out into the woods and learn how to camp and build tents and build fires and hike 4-5 mountains and build and build those relationships and play board games. They don't get to do that. And so, like, when it's good to have programs that's impacting the community, but a lot of times we have to take them out of the situation so we can show them and teach them and expose them to different things.
That's right. You answered the question to your ability. So you trying to keep them alive. That's how staggering it is. And that's scary. You know, the fact that you acknowledge that is very scary. So you were a loner in this crusade for many years. When did it become apparent that you can achieve the same goal at a higher level when you partner with other individuals with the like-mindedness like yourself?
And I'm still alone. Like, I don't know what is, I love, anybody that knows me, like, you would never see me with people. You would never see me in groups and stuff like that. I love my alone time. I love being by myself. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, like I still struggle with certain things. Right. And trust is one of the things that I struggle with. I give people enough to protect myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just, and maybe that's something I still need to work on, but I understood that it's important to, like I said, the saying goes, you can go fast alone, but you can go further with people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like right now I've rubbed some elbows, I'm shaking hands, I'm sitting down at the right tables now. And it's okay to trust, because I feel like, you can trust those who have just as much as to lose to offer as you do. Right. Those who can teach you, it's not more so what they want from you, it's what they can give to you. Right. And I think that's what, for so long, I've had people around me wanting, what can I get from him? What can he teach me? What can he show me? What can you learn? So now it's like, people around me is like, I want to give you this. Mm-hmm. I want to show you this. And it's almost like it's opened up my eyes to a new level of, maybe I've been connected to the wrong people the whole entire time.
Wow.
And so, and you know as well as I know, you have to connect yourself with people who's willing to pour into you, mm-hmm. who's willing to help you, push you, and invest into you, and invest in stuff. And it's not always money. Right. But I'm glad that I've got people beside me now who don't mind writing a check.
That's right.
But somebody who can say, hey, I want to help your organization go to the next level. I want to connect you to my people so we can tweak some things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So people who believe in me, now is that I've opened up, God has opened up the opportunities for me to sit at the table. And I think the reason why these times are these opportunities are happening for me, because I never stopped working. And a lot of people don't understand, like, they are one phone call away, they one knock away, one opportunity away, but people get so frustrated in the process and in the journey that they quit, or they get stagnant, or they get frustrated and they quit. I'm sorry I said it twice, but I just kept doing it. I kept doing my thing, kept doing what God called me to do.
That's all right. I mean, you got your point across. That was the purpose. That was the purpose. So, speaking of organizations, you have an event coming up this weekend. Talk about it.
Man, the empowerment the empowerment summit. Oh my God. This was something that, again, God put on me. A lot of mothers was reaching out to me, was like, hey, someone told me about you. Can you just please call my phone so I can let you talk to my son for a minute? I was getting it so much, I wish I could just sit down and talk to everybody who DM me, but I can't, So God put it in my spirit, because I was always like, listen, if you want me to impact your son or help your son, listen, put him into my programs, or let's sit down and figure out something. But, I was just like, God put it in my spirit to say, put together an event. Mm-hmm. And I already knew when I woke up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it, but I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I don't know the response it may get, mm-hmm. but do it. I've learned a long time ago, when God speaks, just move. Don't sit here and question it. Don't do none of that. And so I just really had the flyer created, put it out there, and start literally getting so many messages like, how can I sign up? Where it's gonna be at? How can I be involved? And go back to your question, that far as like being alone, at first the flyer was just me on it, right? Mm-hmm. And right. And it was just crazy, because I'm like, okay, here you go again, trying to do it yourself, trying to carry all the weight, trying to carry it all the way to the finish line. And you can't, because you have so many people that would love to partner with you, that would love to do this thing with you. And so I reached out, and here it is. We got 2 other individuals who are great speakers. And so the first event was amazing. So we put on another one within 3 weeks, and the response this one is received is crazy. It's gonna surpass how the first one done. But again, it's not about the numbers. It's not about entertainment. It's about impact, and it's about making sure you make a difference and change in the lives that come sit down in that building. But December the 11th, the Empowerment Summit will be at the Harvest Center of Charlotte. December the 11th at 12 noon to 3 p.m. It's free food, live music, DJ, no charge to get in, free giveaways. I got a ton of gifts right behind me. And we got like Charlotte Hornet tickets we're giving away, Bluetooth speakers, gift cards, and so on and so forth. But I started pulling all my resources together. I hit up Chick-fil-A. They providing, Chick-fil-A gonna provide us 175 meals for people who's gonna come. And that, I thank God for allowing me to have those type of connections. The Harvest Center, Colin Pinckney is the founder of that amazing agency over there. Hey, he saw how it went the first one. He said, man, I want you to do it over here. And so he has a amazing facility. We're going to do it there. We got Columbia, South Carolina that we're going to be kicking off in January. We have New Jersey that potentially they were talking about it, Atlanta. It's just something that I feel like God is going to really take this thing international.
So, the interesting thing, you are in a different spiritual space from when I initially met you.
Wow.
I think we've interviewed twice. Yeah, yes. We've interviewed twice, but the growth is so evident. Like, it's pristine even, where even then you weren't working with a soul, like straight up. And that took a lot of, I think, you had to look within yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure what you went through from the time I interviewed you until now, but it's definitely a good look for you.
I appreciate that, and it's still crazy because I'm very picky about who I work with, and I think what's happening right now, again, God has allowed me to be connected with some powerful people, and within these powerful people, I'm given a certain type of leverage that you're not forced to work with people you don't want to work with.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We're gonna connect you to people that you need to be working with. So for a fact that the right people can come. So it's still one of them things that I'm very careful. I'm very patient. I'm watching. I see what everyone's doing, even though I don't say nothing or I don't comment. I see what everyone else is doing. And, I just feel like whoever that is meant to be in my life and on this platform and on this journey, God is going to align it. It's going to happen. I'm not going to force it. It's going to naturally happen, genuinely happen. And that's how we're going to know it's meant. And that too often we force things. Too often we force people in our lives. We force people to be a part of things that because we prematurely like, oh, you doing it, I'm doing it. We should do it together.
Facts. No.
Yeah.
No.
And so you just have to be patient, and you just gotta just allow things to just genuinely come together. You know what I'm saying? Genuinely come together, and the journey. Then I think it was a learning experience. It was a pruning for me because I was doing a lot of things honestly, and I didn't have to do it by myself. I chose to. People would come into my life to try to help, but I was stubborn because I was protective.
That's right.
Over my baby and myself. Like, I don't want no one to cross me. I don't want nobody to lie to me, and I don't trust you with my baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, you made a different step forward, and you've levitated to a different height. So now it's like, okay, how you move now is a little freely, but it's a little like you don't have to be so up close. Like I said, if God connect me with whomever, I trust it. But I'm still that person that I'm to self. I'm I'm always, you don't see me with people, man. You just don't see me.
I mean, I'm the same way, because that is my, like, before I network with anyone, and I mean, I don't care who it is, and I let them know I don't attach myself to other brands. That's just not what we're gonna do. So,
because it's so much can happen, so much, it's aggravating, it's too much drama, and it's just too many things that can cross. And
everything doesn't always pan out with that expectation.
Right.
So when you don't attach yourself to other brands, there's no high level of expectation because you've done your part.
True.
And I feel like that's what you did up until this point where God grew you. He grew your organization because you're all over the place, not because you're unorganized, but because you have your hands in so many different pots now, opposed to before. I remember when you were trying to get to this point, and now you're here. So congratulations to you for your elevation. That's like major for you to ascend. You know what I'm saying? I think that people believing in you, number one, trusting their kids with you, because these kids out here, all of them are not bad,
No, I had a parent this summer fly their kid from Minnesota to come spend a weekend with me.
That's major.
This was a white kid.
That's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
Like, he ain't never been on a plane. They trusted him to fly all the way to Charlotte for me to pick their baby up and to have him spend the weekend with me and the other boys of the program.
That's wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? And so, man, it's just,
God, that's God. Ain't nobody but God. And I like how you speak on it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so I can't take credit. I'm doing the work that I'm so passionate about, because I believe in change. I believe in people can come together. I don't believe in segregating whites and blacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always tell even my people who my corporate sponsors, like, I need you to come interact with my boys.
Right.
You know what I mean? I tell them like black people don't mind putting their black kid in a white program, but white people is not going to put their white kid in a black program.
But that speaks highly to your program. And I want to clarify something, because I said they're not all bad. Nope. They are not bad at all. Their behavior.
Their behaviors.
Yeah. So that's, that's a different discussion. So, we, like you said, adapt to the environments. The fact that this white parent saw something in your black organization, and I won't say it's black because now you went into another level, but I think you've always had different cultures.
I have. I made sure that, I stayed diverse. Like, anything that I promoted with diversity, if you look at my website, if you just look, I have white kids, Hispanic kids. Actually, I have an Hispanic mother who's trying to get her son in my program now. I forgot to call her today.
Wow.
And she reached out. I got her message over the weekend when I was in the mountains. But, that's one of the things that, I definitely want to make sure that I feel like I push. What I provide is for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not just for African American, it's for everybody. Everybody have issues. Everybody have problems. Everybody have social issues, personal issues, so on and so forth. It's not just African American kids. Now, I can't help if predominantly black kids are in my program. I can't help that. But if I get a white kid, I'm happy. If I get a Hispanic kid, whatever, and I want that.
Right.
I want to see, because I want my young people, we work with other organizations and everything. I want them to blend in with other people who don't have necessarily the stories that they have. But we sit down, we all learn together, one cause or one purpose.
Right. Well, when kids need help, they need help.
They need help.
There's no color attached to a troubled child. It's the trouble attached to that child.
Exactly.
So wherever they feel most comfortable, where they can relate, that's where the parents are going to send them, and that's where you come in at. So
that's absolutely correct.
Big ups to you for all what you're doing and continue to do. And my last question, I have 2 more questions, actually 3. Let's talk about your book and your film.
Oh wow! Let me reach out. The first one. The second one is called Confidence from Within. Also a self-assessment book that I feel like a lot of people question things that they struggle with. How can I overcome? How can I work towards, or how can I get through this? And that's what my book talks about. It talks about giving you the necessary steps or the solution, how to start to work on things you're struggling with. So, but I always tell people, in order for anything to change, you have to be confident. You have to believe that you can do it first. So that's why I said confident from within. You got to believe in yourself. You got to have it within yourself. And people don't realize everything in here, it was things that I wrote down that I was struggling with, and how, like that, I was just big on that, like how I'm going to do it. I'm like, you can't write down a plan without an action plan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You write it down, and how you going to fulfill it, how are you going to accomplish, how are you going to execute it? And that's what this book is about. I'm telling you certain things that you're dealing with, and I'm giving you a solution how to work towards it. And so again, that's also on my website. And oh man, I got it. I got it in DVD, and I got it in a thumb drive as well. But on my second documentary, as you can see, you know, my mother is actually me and her. I'm highlighting her to share her story. She's been 14, 15 years clean. And, you know, we didn't have a relationship. We didn't have that communication between each other. And, you know, I wanted to add her to this piece because I think what a lot of people, they always want to know, how did your mom do it? How's the relationship with your mom? And there's a lot of people who's holding on to so much hurt and holding on to so much past trauma that whoever did whatever, said whatever, and they just holding on to it. This documentary display forgiveness, love, togetherness, understanding, and unity. I mean, all in just in 30 minutes, it just highlights, you know what I mean, me and my mom sitting in a room and just having a conversation about how we overcome so much. And like, man, she shared, just with a little bit that she said, it was just so powerful. She said something in a documentary of she got so high that she couldn't die. You know, and you know, and the point that, you know, she understand how I feel. And maybe she also said, I didn't know how to get help. I didn't know how to get help. You know, maybe I didn't even want help. You know what I mean? That's how far gone my mom was. Right. And so to come out with these two things, believe it or not, 2020, I had birthed both of these. When everybody was going into hibernation and stagnant and trying to protect everything, I said, no, I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep birthing these things. I'm not gonna stop. So, you know what I mean? My second book, Confidence from Within, and my documentary, Journey to Greatness. This is just a part of it. And so definitely two books a book and the documentary that you can get on my website.
Awesome. I love that healing. Like it shows you're completely healed, not holding on to any of that hurt. And it's a beautiful
It wasn't
thing.
easy. It wasn't easy. And I think a lot of people don't understand that we say I forgive, but forgiving is a process. It's a process. It's a process that it feels uncomfortable for you to let go of something. So I hate when people say, even though I forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget it. Then you haven't forgiven me.
You didn't forget. Right. Shannon Sharp said no.
Yeah. No, Shay. No, Shay say no. But in order for you to forgive, you have to forget. Just let it go. Move forward. And I shared that with my mom. I said, I want to move forward.
Right.
I want to love you. I want to, like, we would laugh. We would have a conversation. We would talk. And, you know, she loved to talk about her piece in my book. I gave her a little piece in my book. Right. I gave her my documentary. She think the documentary is hers. But I'm telling you, she said, how much money I'm getting out of this?
You know? But it's beautiful, though. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And it's so crazy. I'm sorry, but I've inspired her to want to start speaking.
Aww.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, Keys, can you plug me in? I'm like, I said, mine's more than just talking in front of people.
That's right. You know, but when you're doing the will of God, that you're bringing people. You're getting your followers. You're not saying, hey, I'm a servant of God, and this is what you need to do. They're following suit because you're showing them that God is moving through you. Even your mom. because your mom gonna be the first one that's gonna tell the truth about you, okay?
She's amazing.
My second or my last question: where can viewers follow you, get involved, and get their kids involved?
Absolutely. People want to follow me easy. Now I'm on Facebook, and that's Arkevious J. Armstrong. I'm on LinkedIn. That's Arkevious Armstrong. I'm on Instagram. That's Arkinspire 81. If people want to find out ways to get their kids involved with our program, they can easily visit sutlnc.org. Again, that's www.sutlnc.org. Go down to contact, schedule a consultation, and see how we can best fit your kid into the program. Even if people just want to just find out how I can be a part of their mission, and far as like booking a speaker or whatnot, they can visit www.arkinspire.com. That's arkinspire.com. Go down to book, find out where you can schedule me into your organization, your workshops, conference, whatever. Let's make this thing happen.
Let's make it pop. So thank you so much. You always a good conversation, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And if there is words of encouragement for any parent that's dealing with a teen or a child or even an adult that they do need help with and don't know what to do you have words of encouragement for that parent?
Be patient. And patience can sometimes be the most hardest thing to do when you're frustrated.
Right.
But our young people are dealing with so much from depression to stress to drugs to suicide, and the list go on and on and on. But our generation, this young generation, has so much influence other than what we're trying to steer them to go. And just to be patient and trust the process, and it's not going to turn around overnight, but just keep praying about it. Keep getting your kids into organizations, activities that not what you want them to be a part of, but what they want to be a part of. And so that's what I always encourage parents, like get them to be a part of something that they intrigue, that they love to be a part of. And my organization, again, we focus on exposure. We don't just sit in a room and talk and eat pizza. You know what I'm saying? No, we go do things, we experience things, we see how whatever it is, and we learn it at the same time. And so I think that's why a lot of young men love to be a part of what I do. And so again, to the parents, just be patient and expose your kids to opportunities that you didn't get where you was their age.
Okay, and thank you so much. Until next time.
Until next time.